There's a lie we've been sold as indie filmmakers, which is if you want to succeed, you have to go it alone. If you want to be scrappy, you have to be isolated. But the truth is, the hard things become easy when done in community. So I'm going to give you 3 ways, practical ways, that you can build community in the indie film space. Before we jump into those 3 ways, I want to give you a little bit of a personal backstory on why this is so important to me. You see, 10 years ago when I started on this film journey, I was waiting for my community to find me. And what I meant by that was, I might join a couple Facebook groups or be present on Instagram, but I wasn't really actively looking for my community. Instead, I was just kind of putting some of my stuff out there and saying, what do you think? What do you think of me? How does this look? Waiting for someone to kind of knock on the door and give me that big break that I've been waiting for, but it never came. I remember a local film organization used to put on these film mixers where all these filmmakers would kind of get together and collaborate and network together. And it was kind of a neat experience. It was held at like a local bar or local restaurant. And I went to a few of them thinking that maybe I can make some connections. Maybe I can show somebody my stuff. Maybe I can show how I'm valuable to them. But I got there and it was super cliquey, and I would walk around and nobody would talk to me and I wouldn't talk to them. And I would just end up leaving after just a few minutes because I didn't have the in with that crowd. And then one day I just realized that knock is never going to come. No one's beating down my door begging me to join their organization. So I needed to change my thinking. I needed to change the way I was doing things, because if you want different results, you have to change the process. And the biggest change I made was getting involved on social media. So it wasn't just about joining groups and showing them my stuff and how great I am and what I can do. It was about adding value to people's lives. It was about commenting on other posts, giving some advice and from someone who's in the trenches, talking to other people who are in the trenches, trying to make it happen. And when we started realizing that, hey, we're kind of in the same area here, we're in the same place, relationships started forming. That's how I met the crew that I just finished a short film with on social media. Community is just necessary because the hard things become easy when done in community. So here are the 3 ways to build community in the indie film space. Way number 1, start with shared values, not just skills. When you're looking for your people, for your group of people that you're going to work with and create with, make sure they share your values. Make sure they share your morals. Make sure that you guys are in sync on the important things. And that's not going to look the same as me and my morals and my values. So I'm not telling you who to go look for. I'm just saying look for people that share your same values, because until they know that you care about who they are, then they're not going to care about what you're doing. They want to know that, hey, we're in the same place. We're in this together. Don't just fill a roster spot. Look for someone who shares your passion of film and creativity, because those are the people that are going to carry on your vision. Those are the people who are bought in. Those are the people that are going to show up every day and work hard, not for a paycheck, not for credit, but for passion and love of film. So get onto social media, get onto YouTube, get onto Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and all these other places, and find your people. Look for people that relate to you, that share your vision, that share your passion, and then go run full force with them. Way number 2, collaborate before you commit. There's an old adage that says, nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. The last thing we should be doing is peddling our own skills. What we should be doing is looking how we can add value into our community. How can we enrich people's lives? How can I make your life easier? You have a passion and you have a goal. Let me jump on and help you with that. It helps you to audition the relationship before it becomes permanent. When you sign on to do a movie with somebody, you're signing on for possibly years worth of a relationship. So jumping on a small project here, a small project there is going to let you get in sync with this person. Make sure that your values are the same. Make sure that they really are your people. And then once they are, go ahead and commit to them. Bring them on as part of your team, as part of your community, because those are the people that are going to stick with you. Once you work with someone on a small project, if it works, if you guys are in sync and you think that you want to keep this relationship going and move it to maybe a bigger project or a bigger movie, then sit down with that person, buy them coffee, you pay. buy them coffee, buy them tea, whatever it is that they drink. Have a meeting and share your vision for your project at that point. Now, you're going to get a couple of different reactions, right? You could get, show me the money. How much does this pay? How big is your budget? These people should make you turn and run. Get out of there. You don't want somebody that's motivated by a paycheck. If that's the first thing that comes into their mind, then they're obviously not thinking about the art. But if their questions probe the project and say, let's go a little deeper with that. What does this person think here? How are we going to pull this off? What were you thinking when you did this? If they start showing an interest in the project, that's a person you want to bring along. Look, you might have a $500,000 budget and be able to pay people, no problem. But do you really want to work this with someone that's only going to be there for the paycheck? Or do you want to work with someone that's going to follow your vision to make sure that this project is as good as it can be? You want to work with people who first and foremost love film and the craft of filmmaking. And way number 3, document your process publicly. Look, don't hold everything so close to the chest. I'm not saying go spoil your films and give the twists away and everything like that. What I am saying is that opening up a little bit and letting people into your process, opening up just a little bit and letting them in to see behind the scenes of something or a sneak peek at something. Letting people in gives them a chance to buy in. Look, if they're from the outside looking in, they're not within arm's reach of your project or you, then they're not going to care about it. But once you start bringing them in and showing them that vision, then they're going to want to work with you. They're going to start reaching out to you and community will start to form. Remember, you're looking for people that you're going to be working with for years. That kind of commitment is hard to make without opening up a little bit of yourself. So open up to those around you. You might be surprised what finds its way in. Look, I want to be part of your community and I want to contribute to community. So here's how I'm going to do that. Starting next week, I'm releasing the first video in the Pre-Production 101 series. This series is a 10-part series that's going to walk through every step of pre-production from the conception of the idea all the way up until the moment the cameras start rolling. I'll also be launching my Producer in Progress pre-production checklist. This is a comprehensive list of things that you have to get done in pre-production. You can assign tasks to certain people. You can put due dates. And when you put in a due date, it'll auto-populate on another sheet within Calendar View so you can get all of your tasks just kind of at a glance. It'll even have a budgeting top sheet for you to reference during pre-production. I'm so excited for you to use this worksheet to make your lives a little bit easier and your films a little bit better. If you're waiting for your community to find you, then stop and start building it. One DM, one message, one cup of coffee at a time. So leave me a message down below. Let me know what's the hardest part of creating a community where you're at.